Michael Rolla here, spiritual channel medium. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Spiritual medium, life coach, ascension guide, person, all this awakening stuff, right? That's going on. And call it whatever you want to call it. But spiritual medium, that's probably one of the better ones. That pretty much explains it. So, hi, just hopping on live here. I actually have a message from the Divine Collective, which has been pelting me all day in various ways, as people I was running into, talking, having great conversations, people that are woke, getting awakened, whatever, and it's great. And then we were talking about other people that they know who are kind of in, near town and stuff, and because we're vendor people, so we're going all around towns and stores, and mine's a 300-mile radius, so but I don't always go there. Anyways, so the message was, it's about the New Age, the New Wave movement, or whatever you want to call it, I guess, really. So, but they were pointing out how a lot of, so the example that I have is my younger cousin, told me one time, where he was just like, "You're so serious, like you're so, like you're just like you're more serious, and then my girlfriend, of course, agreed with him, And it was funny because I got that insight. Now this happened probably 3 years ago or so, or 2 years ago, or was it just last? Man, I don't even know. Anyways, and it happened, and it was interesting to me to hear him, say that. We were driving the car, he was driving, I was passenger, and I thought about it for a while, and I really had that insight, which really hit me today, because we were in the car, we were talking, we just kept moving, and it really, it hit me today, and it's hit me in little pieces, but it connected with that memory today. And basically it was, he says, "Oh, you're, more serious," or whatever. And I realized, like, this is what the old world was like. A lot of the New Age, younger kids, younger people that are coming into the world now, it's like all the spiritual, messages that have been out, and they always say about the waves and whatever. And, now the kids that are coming now, they're awakened. They know, like, what love is. Look at the, and yeah, sure, I mean, kids are going to be kids, but as far as like their thoughts, like for me growing up, I've been struggling my whole life to find people who even understand on the same level of what I understand. I've been going throughout life looking for that, and now with social media and the internet, I mean, you can find, I found a wonderful home, I like to call it, a place to be, a place to, fit in at, right? Whatever you want to call it. But what I'm noticing with the younger kids is that they don't know that they're awake, right? They just see it as like, oh man, this place is, is a bunch of BS. What's going on, So they're awake, but they almost don't even realize it, right? And so, it makes sense, all this, people who have been, so going through the past so that they now understand, such as myself, and we can now explain it to them. So what's the divine council light? That's what they wanted to say. They wanted to say, it's going to be important that the proper, platforms, processes, pathways have already been walked. Because what do you do as children? You teach them. You teach them what you know. You teach them what you've learned. And so it's crucial that we get out here and we start teaching. But I notice it in, like, my younger cousin, there's so much love there, there, even if there's fear, even if there's, and not talking about him anymore, but, even if there's like a fear, or even if there's misunderstanding, for anybody in life, right? There's so much more love there. It seems to me like they bounce back a lot more. The new kids on the block are woken up because they see the BS, and it's fantastic, because I've been like this my whole life, and no one saw it, around, at least in my immediate vicinity, and it's great. It's great, and so the council was saying how important it is that, we share and we put this stuff out there. A lot of times, it's like when so even go further back to, like I'm in my 30s, so if you go couple more decades back, world wars, right, and all these other things. There's people who, like grandpa, right, my grandpops, he loves, like, what was he watching, the Watching Hitler show, and or Catching Hitler, or whatever was on the History Channel or whatever, like, it's fascinating stuff to him, sure, it's cool, right? I'm still curious as, what happened to, certain people and certain presidents, and little things like this. I'm curious, you know what I mean? Because it's fun, it's exciting, right? But when you think of the new age, or, you look at the new kids, they don't even know what that is. They don't know who that president was. They don't know what happened to him. They don't know that it's still undecided or undetermined if of what actually happened, and it's like, there's so much that they don't know about, right? And it's so crucial that we can allow them to grow in the new systems, because if we suck them back into the past, it's not going to move us forward, right? So those of us who have a bit more of a past, is crucial that we be the vanguards of it, and we know what it was, and we can explain it if we need to, but we understand, it's like parents and children. You've gone through it, so you know how to guide your children through it now, and that's what this world's really going to be needing coming up, because a lot of people don't know about a lot of this stuff, and that's the premise of, what we were talking about is, because I was talking to this person, I was in, at the store, and they were talking about, third eye and this, and how, like, oh yeah, so, I was telling them, like, yeah, like, it's, it's the thing. And he's like, so wait, so you can see out of your third eye and stuff? And I'm just like, yeah, like, we all can see out of our third eye, but are you familiar with it? Do you recognize when you're using it? And do you recognize what it's doing, how it works, why it's working, what it's meant to tell you, and how to use it so that you can use it to see what you want to see. Right. So, or whatnot, instead of just being like some victim to it, right? But then there's also the surrender. You have to allow it to show you, right? But then you realize it's not surrender, because it's you allowing yourself to be shown by yourself to yourself, right? And so that's why it gets confusing when you go up, 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 up. The rules kind of change, right? Because we're getting into infinity here, guys. Like, anything's possible, right? So we got to start dropping all this baggage. But I realize that the importance that we have the waves, that we have the people who have done it, and like I've always said, like the first wavers, I mean, I can't give them enough of my love, like, in honor and respect, because, I used to think of myself a second waiver, right? I don't want any attachments, but I want to experience everything. I want to create this beautiful new world, so I'm like a 2 going into 3. So I really like that, because, but I totally went through the 1 because I had that parent upbringing in those older mentalities. Like, I grew up just before computers started coming out, just before internet was really a thing, so I got to see the sort of end of that, maybe perhaps end of that first wave, or at least be raised by them, and really got bogged down in my own 3D and that 3D, or whatever 3D, right, whatever dimension. And then and so I've experienced that. And then, so back to that example, my cousin, saying, oh, you're heavier, you're this and that. And well, yeah, that's because you guys have no idea what's been going on. We have no idea what, like, humanity has been going through, and he's younger, you know what I mean? Like, he'll figure out what he's here to figure out when he figures it out, right? But we're all here for our own purpose or whatever. Fine, cool, but it totally triggered me today. And I remembered that, and that's when, it was just like, yes, the council's, like, get on, I wasn't sure if it was the council at first. And then I meditated a little bit before this, just to see, and they came in, they popped in, and it was really cool. And I said, okay, that's kind of appropriate, because the Divine Council, they're here for the soul ascension. Was what they told me to right then. So it's not just the human ascension, right? Because we're all souls. So we think of it in a big way as like, humans ascending. But the reality is it's a soul. It's a group of souls, right? That are ascending, So it's, the way they said it is they're really, they're on the soul level, and they're doing a lot of things, but it trickles down into the human, because we're all here. So, but, yeah, they're always here to help in the ascension and awakening and all that stuff. So it's wonderful working with them. and it's fun too when it's like a council because there's like multiple of them, so that's fun. you know, it's like the council's here. Okay, which one? How many? What? Okay, what's going on? I love that stuff. It's too much fun. But yeah. So that was pretty much the message, I think, for the most part, unless there's something else I'm missing, or anything else I want to say. Let's see. It is important that you allow the children, the new age children, to be and to show you something new. It's gonna, because this is what they're meant for. This is what they're here for. All of the systems and all the programs that have been created and the new ones that are coming, these are the ones that they're going to be looking for because they understand the importance of taking care of the earth, the not polluting it, and not, all of these things. And of course this, this is relative in the sense of, whether you're, just because you're a new child on, human child, doesn't necessarily mean your path is just going to be one of the third wave per se. You still might have some, karma to play out, things like that. There's going to be a lot of, but as that's what the fourth dimension is. The fourth dimension is when we really figure it out. We step out of the third, we get into the fourth, and then, everything starts coming in to us. And it's a big, it's a big, awakening or whatever. And so that's why it kind of has to be slow burned, for a lot of people. For me, it wasn't, and that's okay. I prefer it that way. But, it's, so what was it? So it's important. It's very important to step out of the way. And this is going to be tough for a lot of parents, perhaps, especially the ones who are brought up more stricter, and things like this, because it's your children who are meant to, I can't think of the word they're saying, to grow past the parents, you know what I mean? To evolve further. And so using your old mentalities from back when you're still thinking of how it was in wartime, like hoarders. My girlfriend, I think she's watching one right now. She's catching up on this season. It's like, why do you need that stuff still? Because you're still living in the past. You're still, like the hoarders, one day I'm going to fix that car, and it's like, well, it's rotting, it's rusting, it's like, there's trees all over it, there's plants growing through it, when exactly, now, but if you told like a new age kid, whatever, he'd say, oh, you need a hybrid, right? Or whatever, or why aren't you mopeding it? Why aren't you riding your bike? Why aren't you trying to save the pollution? You know what I mean? But then, the guy in the show, I got a triple diesel engine, 455 horsepower, whatever it is, like, that's probably not even right, but, he's going off, and it's like, yeah, but this ain't the Industrial Revolution anymore. Like, this isn't, Ford Motors coming out for the first time, so it's a lot of that stuff, and this happens with all of us. I think any one of us right now could raise our hands and say, you had a parent, and you tried to like grow, evolve, or do something that you wanted to do for new that was exciting for you, and they didn't let you. I guarantee we all have that example. Well, we're in a place now, we need to start letting our children be who they are, right? That's why they're sent here. Realize that the picture is bigger than you and your family, like just you and your family. Like soul, right? Like spirit is like sending us here, like beings from all over, from infinity, from multi dimensions, from galaxies, from everywhere. And we're souls, and we're coming in and we're incarnating into earth in order to help things. It's so much farther beyond your personal, like, oh, I want, like whatever things we worry, or oh, I need this or I need that, or the little meh stuff, it's like, and don't get me wrong, there's gonna be plenty of reasons to complain, or whatever you want to do, but how much time do you want to spend there? I mean, if something didn't work out, well, it didn't work out, time to move on, right? So you move to the next thing, that and when we do that, then that old stuff We don't sit there trying to prop it up all the time. We're not trying to fix it. We're not trying. It's just gone. It's gone, and we're on to the new thing, right? And we're not hung up on it. So if you're hung up on your past, and that's the difference. I think I didn't mention, with my cousin saying I'm heavier or whatever. I'm more serious is what I think he said, and I said, well, yeah, because I'm being serious now, so it's the fact that I have the ability to be serious about stuff. Is that like, wait, but it was a great example because knowing him as my cousin, he's got so much like fun and joy and like love in his heart, and like he just wants to spread it to the whole world, and I look at that and I just go like, he's so awakened, right? But he has no idea like any of this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and it's such a wonderful place to be where you can recognize these things in people, and then we're here to actually help them if it comes around to that, with them or whatever. But some people, they want to study this stuff, some people don't care whatsoever, so and it's going to be fine either way, as long as we're being loving and caring, and compassionate, and we come into a world where we help each other. I mean, at the very least, whether you want to talk to angels or not, I think we all want to live, whether you're seeing the big picture or you're just seeing your little picture with your little picture with your family, you still want better, right? We all still want a better life. We want more. We want, abundance and love and companionship and excitement and then peace and balance, and relaxation and a nice, summer day. And, it's not, life's not that hard. It really isn't. But, once people realize, who they are and like really, and the power that we have, we'll start taking this place back. And that is what the new age kids know, right? Because the stage has been set. It's been being set. And now the information's out there. More than enough information's out there. And we're still early. It's still early to a lot of, to the big picture happenings, right? But it's started, and you see it every day. More and more and more people are getting woken up, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's, an actor or musician, or somebody. One of them said that I think it was Idris Elba. Shout out to Idris. I like him as an actor. He's pretty cool, but I don't want to I don't want to bring him in, but I don't want to use his name, but then at the same time, I don't want to quote it wrong, right? So, but I think I saw a post with him or a meme or something where he was talking about how he can feel the trees, like he has a kinship with the energy of trees, or whatever he was. I forget how he explained it. Right? Don't let me explain it, but celebrities, like everybody. I think Gwyneth Paltrow, right, has that thing on. Is it Gwyneth Paltrow on Netflix? What's that thing called? My girlfriend watched it. She loved it. I haven't seen it yet. Where she was like, they were doing ayahuasca journeys and they were doing meditation and spiritual and all that stuff. I forget what the name of it is. I'm trying to think of it. And so it's happening. It's happening, just because the mainstream media isn't showing it doesn't mean it isn't happening, right? So recognize in your own life the people around you that are here to make a better world. Look at your family and your friends and realize we all want to make it a better place. Look at your neighbors, look at strangers, and realize like that guy or girl, they still want to have a good excuse my French, a good day today, like they still want to have all this, but that's the unity that we're coming into, where we all realize like we're all going through the same stuff, a little bit different here or there, right? But there's someone, everyone's got kids, everyone's got a spouse, everyone's got this, everyone's got a car, everyone's got to find a house, everyone's got to find food, so what are we doing? Why are we demonizing each other? Why am I blaming someone from some other country for like why my country or whatever isn't doing, you know what I mean? Like we got to stop pointing these blame fingers around. And the reason is because what does that do? Oh, you did it wrong. Let's say they admit it. Yeah, I did it. Okay, now what? Even okay, you got it right. It's still messed up. So what are we gonna do? So it's really becoming proactive. It's about you being the center of your own universe, you being the center core of your planet system, and just be in the love that you can, as much as you can, as often you can. It gets tough every now and then. But that's the point. We're all there. That's how it is for everyone, right? So it's really important. Okay, so the collective is saying, coming back to the waves or whatever, the new children. It's going to be crucial that they're allowed to express themselves in as free of a way as they possibly can. The truth of many things, such as human history, and so many other things, has been so just altered. I'm getting like veiled. It's been hidden, it's been changed, it's been all kinds of things. Like they say, what is it? History is written by the victor. And so from their side, it was always good. And it's like I've always said too, if you look back in history, like wars and stuff, with America, I think I posted a long time ago when the Iraq thing or whatever was happening, I posted on Facebook, it's like, it is a list of wars, and it had America on one side, and it had Iran on the other side, and it had like 29 different wars with America, and it had like zero, like not a single thing on the Iran war, because Iran ain't going to war with nobody. Who are they trying to beat up? They ain't got no, or whatever the case. But it was like America, bullies, right? Like if you look at that, and again, not saying it is what it is, but it's that idea that like our history, like Christopher Columbus found America. He didn't find America. It was already people already here. Like he didn't, and then there's, you can go even further to say that they already knew it was here, and it's just a BS. He's saying he found it so that he could claim it for America, and that gives us the right to knock everybody out of it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of this history stuff, it's been written by the victor. Like we found America, we saved America. We it's like, no, if you heard it from the other people's side, the Native American side, it's not a pretty story whatsoever. These people came in and erased us from existence. Like that's not even close from that's not, it's not the same thing. George Carlin said that. I just thought of him. He said, playing a cat and a mouse. Oh, look at that cat playing with that mouse. Mouse doesn't feel that way. It's like, and that's the thing, is until we start, we're going to war with people who are probably tired of us going to war with them. I mean, America is the greatest power, greatest whatever, all that stuff that was said or once was or wasn't or is now or isn't now. I don't care. And so it's like, so we were sticking our hands in everybody. We wanted a global exchange. We wanted to trade with everybody. We're trying to do global, like America is, whatever, it's great. Sure. Fine. Okay. But I'm pretty sure that if like Iran or whoever they are, if some people don't like us, it's probably not just because we're just over here and they're just over there. Like it probably has to do with the history of us involving ourselves in their country when they don't want us there, So how's that freedom? If we're just going over there being bullies because we can, but I digress. I'm not going to get into the details on all that kind of stuff. But, the point being is we're all here. We're all human. We're all, we're all here to live a better life and to make it a better place, and as long as we can focus on that and we stop worrying about like, oh, you did this and you did that in the past, and then so that means I have to do this now. It's just like we gotta be moving forward and forward over and over and over again. And that's what this new wave of incarnations is, incarnated beings. The world's gonna come. It's going to open up. It has opened up already. And so things are here that people aren't familiar with. And that's why the awakened one, the mediums and whatever and whoever else, is putting all our stuff out there so that people can get familiar and they can realize that we are spiritual beings. We are, so much more than just these humans. So, okay, guys, I'll let you go. That's all I wanted to really say for today, unless the collective has anything else it wants to say. It's just happy to be working with any of us that are here to help. There's so much more value in just wanting to help, just helping one person. Once we all help one person, then we're helping everybody, right? So, don't feel pressured and don't stretch yourself too thin, but, be kind. Hey, everybody likes being kind. Nobody likes the feeling when someone's, mean or upset. Nobody likes that feeling. Ugh, right? Heavy and I want to leave. I want to go breathe. I'm gonna go outside. I need to walk. I just need to go away from you forever. And that's what we should be going for. So don't lose focus, guys. We know what we're here for, and you don't have to ask anybody for permission to know what you're here for and to do what you want to do, and that's freedom. At least a part of it, right? We'll get there, guys. All right, much love, much light. I'll see you guys next time. I'm unlisted. Look at that. So nobody even knows I'm live. I'll have to fix that for next time. Okay, guys. See you later. Bye.